Part 100. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 993. 991. This time, not only Tang Jian was relieved, but Mr. Tang and Mrs. Tang were also relieved. Since they are all from wealthy families, they follow ancient etiquette. Try to make a small decision before Grandma Chi-san leaves. Because Grandma Chi-san is Chi Jianmin's grandmother, Mrs. Tang can only call Grandma Chi-san aunt, which also makes the seniority of Mr. Huo a bit confusing. However, we don't pay so much attention to it now. If there is a difference in seniority, then everyone will be called their own. Auntie, I have chosen 2 good days, one is September 16th and the other is September 28th, to make a small decision for the 2 children. Which day is better? Grandma Chi-san thought for a while and said, "That's September 28th. I'll prepare some things for the child." Mrs. Tang smiled and said, "Okay, let's make a date for September 28th. Everything went smoothly after that. Tang Jian and Chi Jianmin finally got engaged and were considered an unmarried couple. The relationship between the two took a further step. It's November in the blink of an eye. The autumn wind is bleak, and the weather has turned cooler. Grandma Chi-san and Old Man Chi have met everyone they can, and they have also visited the places Yanjing wants to play, so they are ready to go back. Originally, He Tian wanted Huo Yingji to take leave to see Grandma Chi-san and Grandpa Chi. But now there is a more active person who gets on the pole to take over the errands. At this time Tang Jian came. The newly appointed grandson-in-law, if he doesn't behave now, when will he? Tian, I know Yingji is busy, so he shouldn't ask for leave. I'll send Grandma back, Tang Jian requested. Chi Jianmin happened to be going back to Nanji. He sent his grandma to Qijia village, and he could also visit Nanji. Chi Jianmin. Haha, then this opportunity to show off is given to you, He Tian said. Take good care of Grandma and Grandpa Chi on the way. I know, that's necessary, Tang Jian nodded and promised again and again. He Tian prepared a lot of things for the 2 old people and sent them back to Qijia village. All she took with her was food for the car. Made by He Tian, it is easy to digest and is most suitable for the elderly. Afterwards, Tang Jian and Chi Jianmin sent Grandma Chi off, and old Chi went directly back to Qijia village. Chi Jianmin originally wanted to go to Nanji instead of Qijia village, but he wanted to spend more time with his lover, so he also went to Qijia village to see his grandmother off. As for the work in Nanji, humph, anyway, I have a big brother. So, the unmarried couple returned to Qijia village together. Grandma Chi-san and Old Man Chi were also very happy to see the 2 of them getting along well. Who doesn't want the younger generation's marriages to go smoothly? Chi Zhengan, who was preparing to pick up someone at the train station, was very unhappy when he didn't pick up someone. He wanted to wait for his sister to come over so that he could have time to spend time with Zhang Mengmeng, but this sister went back to her hometown directly without telling him in advance. Chi Zhengan was angry and had no choice but to turn his anger into strength and work hard. In the afternoon, when I went to pick up Zhang Mengmeng to go out for dinner, I was still a little unhappy. Compared to Chi Zhengan, Zhang Mengmeng is happier because she once again received a publishing contract today. Teacher, he previously accepted that she and Xie Weining knew each other, so he also began to try to write novels and submit them. Whether it is a contemporary romance novel or an ancient romance novel, Zhang Mengmeng has it all at his fingertips, with rich storylines and beautiful writing. Xie Weining published Zhang Mengmeng's books at a good price, and at the same time, she also helped her sell the TV rights. Her novel will be made into a costume drama and will be broadcast on TVB. Zhang Mengmeng has now published not only traditional Chinese but also 2 youth novels in simplified Chinese, which are selling well in bookstores. Now is the time of economic reform and cultural recovery, and people's demand for various literary works is increasing. Therefore, Zhang Mengmeng is more determined to write novels, hoping that more of her novels can be published and made into movies. Not only can it make money, but it can also bring her great satisfaction. Considering her family background, Zhang Mengmeng knew that she could only be reincarnated once more, and it might be possible that her family background would be similar to that of Qi Zhengan, but that was also a hypothesis. If you can't compete with family background, you can only compete with talent. As a student of the Chinese department, she can only create more works to enrich her life. Teacher, he is right. She neither steals nor robs. She strives for self-improvement and is confident and proud. The results she achieves are her own and cannot be robbed or taken away by others. Make yourself excellent through hard work. This is also a kind of capital. Furthermore, love is the process of mutual understanding between two people. She paid a lot in this process and gained a lot. No matter what happens in the future, she can enjoy this happiness now. Aren't you happy? Zhang Mengmeng could tell at a glance that Qi Zhengan was angry. That girl Zhenmin probably went back to her hometown without saying a word to me. Really? Qi Zhengan frowned and said, I hope she can come back within a week. Haha, I guess she doesn't trust grandma and grandpa, Qi Zhang Mengmeng said with a smile. Okay, it's okay, don't be angry. I'm afraid that she will come back late and delay our visit to your home, Qi Zhengan said apologetically. He didn't want Zhang Mengmeng to have any objections to Qi Zhenmin because of this, so he talked to Qi Zhenmin first. Zhang Mengmeng smiled and said, it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's a few days late. Just tell me that I'm here to catch up on the manuscript. Thank you for your understanding. Qi Zhengan kissed Zhang Mengmeng's forehead, but I have already sent a telegram to Qijia village to ask Zhenmin to come back soon. Well, okay, you have to be in a good mood to have a good appetite when eating. Zhang Mengmeng smiled and said, tell me what we are going to eat tonight. Okay, Qi Zhengan said with a smile. His fiancée is really a good girl and he can't wait to marry her home. Qi Zhenmin, who returned to Qijia village, stayed with Tang Qian for 3 days before taking Tang Qian to Nanxi without causing any embarrassment to his brother. She didn't mean to embarrass her brother or future sister-in-law. Of course she remembered that it was her brother who would go to her future mother-in-law's house in a few days. Qi Zhengan saw that his sister didn't mean it, so he didn't mention it. He handed over the work to his sister, and went to visit his girlfriend's parents and family together with the gifts prepared in advance. When Qi Zhenmin called He Tian, he complained that his brother had no sister after having a wife. He Tian flattered Qi Zhenmin, saying that she also had a fiancé but no brother. He Tian hung up the phone, still snickering. What's there to be happy about? Huo Yingjia came in from the outside and asked with a smile. Just making a phone call can make you so happy. Haha, you're teasing Zhenmin. He Tian smiled and said, that girl, every time she can't get enough of me, she still bickers with me. You two sisters, the more you quarrel, the closer you get. They are not real sisters, but more like real sisters, Huo Yingjia said with emotion. Sometimes he was curious about the friendship between women. Are they all like that of his wife and her little sister? Please give me genuine subscription and reward. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 994. He Tian did not deny what her husband said. Yes, I have not only friendship with Qi Zhenmin, but also family ties. He Tian said, anyway, you don't understand things between women, so I won't talk to you anymore. Huo Yingjia was a little sad, holding his chin with his hand, and said with some dissatisfaction, Tian, we haven't talked well for a long time. We are middle-aged, so we should communicate well. He Tian suddenly remembered a report she saw 2 days ago. A middle-aged couple found family life boring because of their busy work and high pressure, or because they no longer had the passion for life, so they had an affair. They have been a couple for such a long time, and if they are not properly maintained, something like this may happen. You're right, we really need to communicate well. He Tian Tian smiled and said, tell me, what do you want to tell me recently? Huo Yingzhe was very happy to hear that He Tianatian's tone was no longer perfunctory. He brushed up his sense of presence. Actually, I want to say that you have been too busy recently. I want you to put down those trivial matters. After get off work, the two of us go out. Let's go shopping, buy some clothes for you personally, and have dinner together. He Tian Tian heard Huo Yingzhe's words and thought about it carefully. It was true as he said. She had not been with Huo Yingzhe for a long time. Although we usually do a lot of shy things, there are fewer and fewer opportunities to go out together during the day. Well, I didn't think so until you said it. But when you said it, I remembered that we haven't had a world together for a long time. He Tian Tian smiled and said, okay, I'll arrange the things tomorrow and let them do it. I won't do it. I'll do it early. I'll pick you up at the door of your unit and we'll go directly. Not only will I buy some clothes and shoes for you. Huo Yingzhe was very happy to hear that He Tian Tian agreed. His wife still valued his ideas. Okay, then I'll wait for you at work, Huo Yingzhe said with a smile. He liked his wife to pick him up the most, and he envied those single bastards. He was in a good mood today and not sleepy at all. He Tian Tian rolled her eyes and said, it's rare that I'm not sleepy. How about we have a few drinks? Okay, Huo Yingzhe smiled meaningfully. He liked the drunk He Tian Tian the most, who was feminine. Every time they drink, they can live with great joy. These are two top-quality red wines that Huo Yingzhe secretly hid during the Mid-Autumn Festival but never enjoyed them. They are in good use today. I poured 2 cups, one for myself and one for He Tian Tian. Gaze at each other and feel the fragrance of top-quality red wine. After drinking, the two people's relationship became warmer and more delicate. Under the light, He Tianatian's skin was reddish, and his eyes were sparkling and shining. I don't know how long it took, but He Tian Tian knew that she felt comfortable, but also very tired, but she no longer had the energy to remind Huo Yingzhe to pick up the wine bottle from under the bed, and fell asleep. Early the next morning, Huo Yingzhe and He Tian Tian were woken up by their mistress's voice. Hey, this naughty kid is more punctual than a big rooster crows. He wakes up around 6 o'clock every morning, and then he cries when no one pays attention to him. A total naughty kid. Huo Yingzhe knew that He Tian Tian was tired, so he said softly, you continue to sleep, I will come over. Someone is making breakfast now. If it weren't for someone special coming over, He Tian Tian wouldn't make breakfast now. Brother Yingzhe is so kind. He Tian Tian revealed her head, said something cute, then huddled under the quilt and continued to sleep. Even if she couldn't sleep, she wanted to stay in bed for a while. Huo Yingzhe chuckled, put on his home clothes, and went to his son's room next door. The brat was angry and threw all the quilts and blankets to the ground. Huo Yingzhe smiled, squinted his eyes, took out the clothes He Tian Tian had prepared last night, and put them on for Huo Rufeng. After putting on his shoes, Huo Rufeng was about to run out, but Huo Yingzhe held him back. Pick up the quilts and pillows on the floor. Huo Yingzhe did not smile as before and had a serious face. He was going to teach the mistress a lesson today. Where's mom? Seeing that his father was angry, the third son changed the subject, but did not pick up anything on the ground. Pick it up, Huo Yingzhe said softly, blocking the door. Huo Yingzhe looked serious. If Huo Rufeng didn't pick it up, Huo Yingzhe wouldn't let him out. I miss my mother. Huo Rufeng thinks his mother is good. As long as he cries, her mother will satisfy his requests. Pick it up. I'm thirsty. Pick it up. I'm hungry. Pick it up. I need to pee. Pick it up. Huo Rufeng made many excuses, but Huo Yingzhe replied with pick them up. Huo Rufeng's stubborn temper also grew. He covered his eyes with his hands and burst into tears. Dad is bad, Dad is bad, I want mom. Huo Rufeng wanted to rush past his father, but bumped into him. Pick it up. Huo Yingji still said the same thing. Huo Rufeng thought that his crying could attract his mother, Grandma Wang, brothers and sisters, but now they seemed not to hear them, and no one came over. Dad was the only one at the door. Dad, I'll pick it up later. 2-year-old Huo Rufeng was very articulate and negotiated terms with his father. Pick it up. Huo Yingji didn't laugh or get angry. Cry, cry, he has set up a barrier anyway, so no one else can hear it. If this kid doesn't teach him a lesson, he will become lawless if he can go to Fang Gwa in the future. Being stared at by his father like this, and crying for a long time, without any reinforcements, Huo Rufeng stopped crying, and honestly picked up the quilt and pillow and put them on the crib. Dad, I'm going out. Huo Rufeng said, tears are only useful for mother, not for father. Will you still waste the fruits of others' labor in the future? Huo Yingji asked, squatting down and looking at his son at eye level. If you don't respect the fruits of others' labor, you are destined to become a prodigal son in the future. He can't tolerate such things. But no one is with me. Huo Rufeng didn't think he was wrong. Your brother and sister won't cry in the morning, won't lose their temper, and won't throw the quilt and pillow on the ground. Huo Yingji explained that fortunately the son and daughter above set a good example for the third son. But, Huo Rufeng couldn't find a word to refute. Yes, the brother and sister won't cry. If you cry, people will laugh at you, shame on you. Huo Yingji said. Huo Rufeng wrinkled his nose, a little shy, and said, okay, Dad, I won't cry anymore, but I want Mom to come and accompany me. That's my wife, she has to accompany me. Ahem, Huo Yingji couldn't say this to his son, so he had to change the subject. Don't you want to practice Kung Fu? Get up, I'll teach you. Is it the Kung Fu like the Shaolin Temple? Huo Rufeng watched the movie with the adults, and remembered the monks holding sticks and humming. It's about the same. Huo Yingji couldn't explain it. After all, his son was too young, so he would talk about it when he was older. Yeah, then I'll learn. Huo Rufeng nodded. Dad, let's start. Just now Huo Rufeng still hated his father in his heart, but now when he heard his father teaching him Kung Fu, he forgot about the hatred and just wanted his father to teach him quickly. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 995. 993. Seeing that his son obeyed the discipline, Huo Yingji was very happy and said, let's go practice martial arts. In the yard, Grandma Wang was boxing slowly. Huo Rufeng wrinkled his nose, looked at Grandma Wang, and then whispered, Dad, I study in the Shaolin Temple. When Huo Yingji saw this, he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. His son probably disliked the slowness of Grandma Wang's fitness boxing skills. He didn't like it. He liked those intense hums and hee-hees. Okay, but to learn Kung Fu, you need to lay a good foundation. Huo Yingji said, come on, follow my moves and learn step by step. If you can't hold on, don't talk about learning martial arts in the future. Dad, hold on. Huo Rufeng said seriously, like a little adult. Okay, let's get rid of the muscles and bones first, Huo Yingji said, and then instructed Huo Rufeng to practice the preparation movements. Huo Yingji teaches seriously, and Huo Rufeng studies seriously. Grandma Wang was watching from the side while boxing. This kid, the mistress, is so cute. Huo Ruwa and Huo Ruimin got up and saw their brother and father practicing boxing. They were very curious and came to join in the fun, but Huo Yingji rushed them to wash up. It's time to have breakfast soon. When He Tian got up, she saw fine beads of sweat on Huo Rufeng's forehead and his little face was red. What happened to him? He Tian asked. Did you hit him? Mom, boxing, Martial arts. Huo Rufeng said with a smile, "Dad, you didn't hit me." Before, Huo Rufeng wanted to complain to his mother about his father, but after seeing how powerful his father was, he had long forgotten about it. All he could think about was practicing hard and becoming even better than his father in the future. "Isn't it bad to let him practice boxing when he is so young?" He Tian asked worriedly. "Will it affect his physical development?" Huo Yingzhi smiled and said, "It's okay. I will give him a massage at the beginning and at the end. By the way, mistress, you don't need to practice when Dad is not here, okay?" In fact, Huo Rufeng was also quite tired. He nodded and said, "I'll be with Dad later." Seeing what Huo Yingzhi said, he Tian didn't stop him anymore, as long as the child liked it. Furthermore, she also felt that Huo Xiaosan was too squeamish and would cry at every turn. If Huo Yingzhi took care of him more, maybe some changes would occur. Huo Yingzhi took his 3 children to eat while he Tian went to wash up. After that, Huo Yingzhi changed clothes, sent his 2 children to school, and then went to work. Huo Rufeng has been very excited today. He took a stick and hummed in the yard, and asked He Tian to show him a Hong Kong martial arts movie. He is young and cannot understand the plot, but he likes to watch others fight. From that day on, every morning, Huo Yingzhi would get up early and practice martial arts with his son Huo Xiaosan. A month later, in front of Mr. Huo Xiaosan was able to perform a set of punches. Although he was still very immature, his movements had already taken shape. Mr. Huo smiled happily and said, "Oh, that's good. Our descendants of the Huo family are very good." Yes, it's rare for such a young child to get up early every morning. It shows that he is perseverant and will become a great person in the future. Mrs. Huo praised. Looking at the few little carrot heads not far away, she was very happy. Even though there are few girls in the family, Huo Yingqi is the only one of the handsome generation, and she still can't figure it out. Huo Ruiman is the only person of the Rui generation. Alas, now that I want to have more children, I have no choice. Family planning does not allow children to be born. However, the few children have grown up to be talented, and they are all doing well, so there are no regrets. Mr. Huo nodded and said, "Yes, yes, you have perseverance. Yingzhi, when you are busy with work, you cannot ignore the education of your children. Remember your grandfather's words, work is important, but the education of the next generation is even more important." Mrs. Huo said, "We believe Tian can do a good job, but you are a father and must fulfill your obligations. Think about it. When your uncle and your father were young, conditions were difficult, but your father used knives to make wooden guns and slingshots, and taught them how to do martial arts. Only with the care of your mother and the guidance of your father can you have a sound personality." Yes, Grandma Huo Yingzhi and He Tian nodded repeatedly. Huo Yingjun and Zhao Huan were silent over there. Mrs. Huo fired at her eldest grandson and eldest grandson's wife. This couple has not paid enough attention to their children during this time and needs to do something about it. Huo Yingjun quickly assured him and said, "Yes, Grandpa, we remember it, and we will definitely improve it with Huan in the future. If you don't educate your children well, you will have a headache when they grow up," Mrs. Huo warned. This is her deep concern for the younger generation. She hopes that the younger generation can thrive and her brother will become talented. Even if you are not a talented person, you still have to be an adult. The 2 old people are very happy to come here every week and let the juniors listen to them and make them feel less lonely. At the same time, we also get the latest trivia in life from the mouths of young people. Later, Huo Yingjun heard that Huo Yingzhi knew martial arts, so he took his 2 sons directly to Huo Yingzhi's place on the weekend and asked him to teach him. Huo Ruxiang likes to come to his second uncle's house, and now he comes to learn martial arts again. He is very happy and asks his family to bring it to him every Sunday. Even the homework I didn't like to do before was completed on time in the evening because I had to learn martial arts. Huo Ruimin saw her brothers practicing martial arts, so she followed suit. Seeing that the children were in high spirits, he Tian personally made loose martial arts uniforms and put them on for the children. Each one was more energetic than the other. He Tian took the camera and took pictures of the children who were practicing martial arts, preparing to send them to their grandfather and parents abroad, and also send some to their relatives in Kijia village. Time flies by and it's the 12th lunar month. In the winter in Yanjing, drops of water turn into ice. It is so cold. Fortunately, the children have finished their exams and are on vacation, so they don't have to go to school every day. Many children in the school had colds. Fortunately, Huo Ruimin and Huo Ruwa were in good health and were not infected, but it also made He Tian worried for several days. Now that it's holiday, He Tian keeps her children at home. When they come out to play, they can only play in the yard. Only when Huo Yingja had a weekend break would they take their children out to play together. The New Year is coming soon, and He Tian is preparing New Year gifts and sending them out to everyone in batches. The costumes Zhang Wenwen made for Qi Xiaoyan have been completely completed. Qi Xiaoyan's program has been selected. It is a famous local folk song in Daowen County. It has an advantage with a cheerful and clear voice. In addition, Qi Xiaoyan is tall and has an upright face. She is particularly photogenic. In order for Qi Xiaoyan to complete the performance smoothly, Zhang Wenwen, He Tian, and Yuan Hua all helped do a lot. Tang Qian also finally obtained the naming rights of Fuxi Automobile through his connections. At the same time, Qi Zhengan, the main factory, has been working overtime to set up new production lines to prepare for the sales spurt after the Spring Festival Gala. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Qi Xing Cao. Chapter 996. 994. New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve. Every family has a reunion dinner, and those with TVs at home can also watch the gala. Huo Jekan and Zhang Lifang came to the Huo family with their sons, daughters-in-law, and grandchildren. At the request of the old man and the old lady, they had to stay and not go back. So, after they had the New Year's Eve dinner, they began to watch the Spring Festival Gala together, make dumplings, and watch the New Year's Eve together. He Tian has been paying attention and wants to see Qi Xiaoyan's performance. Finally, at around 10:30, Qi Xiaoyan dressed in ethnic minority clothing and sang a beautiful tea-picking song, and the accompanying dance was also beautiful. Qi Xiaoyan sometimes dances with local colors. I have to say that Qi Xiaoyan's singing and movements are very perfect, and the hard work for so long has not been wasted. Tian, is that your good friend Xiaoyan? Zhao Huan also met Qi Xiaoyan and heard about Qi Xiaoyan's participation in the Spring Festival Gala, so when she saw a familiar face on TV, she asked with a smile. Yeah, it's great. He Tian nodded. After today, Xiaoyan will become famous. Well, the voice is good, and the singing is also good. Mr. Huo nodded. I will definitely become popular in the future. He Tian heard this and was happy for Qi Xiaoyan. Far away at Niu Dajan's house, Niu's father, Niu's mother, and their two grandchildren were very excited to watch Qi Xiaoyan's performance in front of the TV. As for Niu Dajan, he was waiting anxiously for Qi Xiaoyan in the background. Listening to the singing in front, Niu Dajan smiled, very successful. After returning from the front desk, Qi Xiaoyan saw her husband holding a bouquet of flowers and waiting for her. She was very moved and walked a few steps quickly to hug her husband. Let's go home. Qi Xiaoyan has enjoyed the charm of the stage and now wants to go home immediately to celebrate the new year with her family. Okay, let's go home. Niu Dajan nodded and held his wife's hand tightly. After Qi Xiaoyan said hello to the others, she left and did not participate in the large group chorus at 12 o'clock. Also watching TV, He Tian, Zhang Wenwen, and Yuan who listened to Chi Xiaoyan singing. But there was a person who not only listened to the music, but also saw business opportunities here. This person is Tang Qian. I went to the United States and Hong Kong before and saw the development of the entertainment industry. Now this is still a blank for the country. He may be able to open an entertainment company, cultivate some stars, singers, or film some TV series. This idea has planted a solid seed in Tang Qian's heart. On the second day of the Lunar New Year, Huo Jekan and Zhang Lifang went home together. There are also many people coming to Huo Jekan's house to pay New Year's greetings this year. Because of Huo Jekan's political achievements and because of Huo Yingjia's increasing achievements, Mao Hutong has also become lively. It took 100 years for Qi Xiaoyan and Niu Dajin to come over after everything was cleared up. Sister Tian Tian, how was my singing? Qi Xiaoyan asked. Even though a few days had passed, she was still very excited. Very good, really, he Tian Tian smiled. Now that you are famous, the opportunity has come to distribute song cassettes. Yes, I came out today and someone actually recognized me, Qi Xiaoyan said. Oh my, I'm so happy. I'm one step closer to my goal. Awesome, come on, you will succeed, he Tian Tian encouraged, and she was very pleased to see her good sisters realize their dreams step by step. Tang Qian's arrival brought very good news to He Tian Tian. The order volume of Fuxi Automobile has begun to increase, and people from many places are even calling to ask how to become a dealer. It's money well spent, He Tian Tian praised. Fortunately, we have made preparations before and we can deal with it. I hope so, Tang Qian smiled and said. By the way, Tian Tian, tell your friend Qi Xiaoyan not to sign contracts with other brokerage companies. When I open a brokerage company, let her sign under my company. Make sure you give her the most resources. He Tian Tian was stunned. She didn't expect Tang Qian to think of this step. On the other hand, Huo Yingjia glanced at Tang Qian. Just like in his previous life, this boy started to enter the entertainment industry and achieved great development in the next 30 years, even occupying half of the entire entertainment industry. This business is good, and the future development prospects are very good, He Tian Tian said. However, you also know that the current cultural industry is very strictly controlled by the authorities. In a short period of time, your company may not develop very well. Smoothly. Haha. This is an idea. I still need to go through research and study abroad, Tang Qian said. It's not now, I guess it will have to wait for a year or two. Nowadays, film school students still receive assignments upon graduation. Even if you find actors for filming, subsequent reviews, etc., it will take a lot of energy. Okay, if you need investment, just let me know, He Tian Tian smiled, and she quite admired Tang Qian's vision. Tang Qian told He Tian Tian that on the one hand, he wanted to find a singer, and on the other hand, he wanted to attract investment. That's what I mean, Tang Qian smiled. I will definitely come to you and give you the best discount. After Tang Qian left, He Tian Tian was in tears and lost consciousness frequently. What's wrong? Huo Yingjia asked. You're so looking forward to the entertainment company. I'm really looking forward to it. It will indeed be a very profitable industry in the future, He Tian Tian said. I feel that Tang Qian is indeed a shrewd businessman who sees further than others. She and Huo Yingjia made preparations in advance because they both had memories of their past lives, but Tang Qian didn't. He relied on his ability and intuition. Haha, that guy is very capable, Huo Yingjia laughed. He manages the distribution in Yanjing in an orderly manner and is already on track. He only needs to be responsible for some major things, and the rest can be handed over to the people below. As for the entertainment company, you will invest in it, and the return rate will be very good in the future. Well, okay, He Tian Tian saw that Huo Yingjia also agreed. I will definitely invest in it in the future. When we make money, we will have money to invest in charity and help those in need. I support you, Huo Yingjia said. Doing more good deeds and accumulating more blessings will be good for children, family, and themselves. Some people don't believe in reincarnation or cause and effect. But Huo Yingji believes that he does as much good as possible, helping others while helping himself, just hoping to get better results. This matter is settled. The Lantern Festival is coming soon. Wu Yaoliang and Huang Jingli came from Nanjing. They were going to attend the Lantern Festival Gala because they had sponsored the gala through Tang Qian's connections, in addition to a sum of money. As the sponsor, they could sit in the front of the audience and watch the performance. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 997. 995. Wu Yaoliang's water heater factory has opened up part of the market through development. In order to further increase sales, Wu Yaoliang also realized the importance of advertising. Directly use last year's profits for advertising and strive to reach a higher level today. Tian, are the bookings for Fuxi Automobile rising rapidly? Wu Yaoliang asked. He also made a lot of determination this time. After all, it was 1.5 million in advertising fees. If it doesn't work, then it's wasted. Yes, I can definitely afford your advertising fees, so you don't have to worry, Tian comforted her. She had a stake in the water heater company, so she naturally hoped to increase sales. That's good. Wu Yaoliang was slightly relieved. I just hope to attract more dealers from all over the country. After all, our products also need installation and so on. Without dealers, it is difficult for factories to send people to faraway places. But dealers can share a lot of profits. Huang Jingli was a little reluctant, feeling that this would affect the income. Small profits but quick turnover, and if there are dealers all over the country, our output will be greatly increased. By then, we will make more money, not less, Wu Yaoliang explained, feeling very confident about the future. Tian agreed, yes, when it blooms everywhere, sales will increase and profits will be greater than before. By the way, what I am more concerned about is safety. Don't worry about this. We have done various safety tests, and I personally asked Yingji to help me check it out. It has passed the inspection, so there is no need to worry about safety issues. Wu Yaoliang is confident. In fact, the principle is very simple, but it is the thing that maintains safety that is the top priority. He had already thought of this when he designed it. Coupled with Huo Yingji's advice, the product is already perfect and patented, so it doesn't need to be inferior to foreign products. Wu Yaoliang and Huang Jingli were very excited when they went to attend the Lantern Festival party. However, after attending the Lantern Festival party, the couple returned to Nanji overnight. They had to stay on the phone to see the response to the advertisement. Sure enough, after the party, people called one after another, wanting to come to the factory, see the products with their own eyes, and try some before discussing distribution. In Yanjing, Wu Yaoliang's solar water heater distribution rights were settled by Yuan Hua and Zhang Wenwen. The two contributed half of the money each, with Yuan Hua taking 60% and Zhang Wenwen 40%. However, Zhang Wenwen had no time to manage, so she let Yuan Hua manage it, so Yuan Hua had 10% more shares. Yuan Hua had already been looking for a shop a year ago and had someone come over to decorate it. The 300 square meter space was divided into two parts, with an electric water heater on the left and a solar water heater on the other. The venue is decorated into rooms. These rooms are separated by transparent glass. In one room, there is a water heater, a bath below, a shower, etc. The floor is covered with white tiles, and the decoration style is bright and refreshing. After the Lantern Festival, there was a grand opening. Then it was advertised on the local TV station and radio in Yanjing, which caused a strong response in the local area. Many families are willing to use such water heaters and come to inquire. The turnover increased sharply. Wu Yaoliang's distribution business is progressing rapidly. In just half a month, hundreds of people from all over the country have come to visit, and most of them will agree to become distributors. He Tian only understood these things and didn't bother too much. Anyway, these businesses are run by relatively trustworthy people. At the same time, He Tian also has her own accountant and audit team who will carefully review the books, so she is not worried about anyone causing trouble. Chi Xiaoyan's life trajectory has undergone tremendous changes, and she has gained a certain degree of popularity in school, in Yanjing, and even across the country. Sometimes CCTV needs someone to sing, so they ask Chi Xiaoyan to come over. Every time, Chi Xiaoyan can complete it well. Chi Xiaoyan can enjoy the fun of singing, gain popularity, and also receive a lot of labor fees. Although the money is not comparable to her husband's income, it is also earned through her efforts and talent. 1985, Spring. Li Yunzong and kindergarten teacher Wang Yuanyuan got married. 1985, Summer. Qi Zhengan and Zhang Mengmeng got married. The automobile company in Nanxi was already on track. After being handed over to Qi Zhenmin, Qi Zhengan and Zhang Mengmeng went to the United States and settled in the United States. 1985, Winter. Tang Qian and Qi Zhenmin, lovers finally get married. The two finally got married. During this year, all of He Tianation's classmates have become single and have made great progress in their careers. Huo Yingjia's work has received many awards from above. At the same time, Huo Yingjia and Tian Tian established a non-governmental association to care for veterans, the Huo Qi Veterans Foundation, using the surnames of Mr. Huo and Mr. Qi. He Tian Tian and Huo Yingjia injected a large sum of money as working capital. The project about veterans has also been launched. The person in charge is Qi Rongjun and an experienced cadre from the National Defense Department. They jointly handle it and negotiate to retrieve the bones of veterans and veterans stranded in other countries. The new year is coming soon, and everything is full of joy. Yuan Hua came alone and lost his mind. He Tian was knitting the child's sweater. Seeing that Yuan Hua didn't look very good, he asked with concern, "Yuan Hua, what's wrong with you?" Yuan Hua smiled bitterly and said, "Sister Tian, I saw Tang Pingan this time." "What's wrong?" He Tian asked, "Did something happen to Tang Pingan?" "Probably not. Tang Pingan is her student. If something happens, Xia Weining will definitely tell her. Tang Pingan is fine, he is very good." Yuan Hua sneered, "I was too stupid, I always thought he was affectionate, but this time I went to Xiangjiang to participate in an event, and I met Tang Pingan, and I hugged him. It's so comfortable." She hid in Yanjing because she didn't want to meet Tang Pingan, because she was afraid that she would not be able to control her feelings and would hate him when she didn't get Tang Pingan's response. She carefully preserved that beautiful first love. "This time I went to Xiangjiang and I really couldn't put it down." After going there, she met Tang Pingan, who had completely integrated into the Xiangjiang entertainment circle. She was disappointed and returned to Yanjing in embarrassment. Maybe she should open her heart and accept other men instead of waiting for a man who has already wandered around the world and wandered among the flowers. It's hard for He Tian to talk about emotional matters. "Tang Pingan, have you seen me too?" He Tian asked, avoiding talking about their feelings. "I saw it. I was a little surprised at first, but then he smiled at me with relief." Yuan Hua smiled bitterly, "He is clearly saying that he doesn't have me in his heart. We are just classmates and friends, maybe to some extent. Still a good classmate and good friend." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 998. 996. He Tian somewhat understood that Tang Pingan might have a good impression of Yuan Hua, but this was not enough to make him fall in love with Yuan Hua, so in order not to hurt the friendship with Yuanhua's former classmates, he directly rejected Yuanhua. There is no love, at least the two of them still have the friendship of classmates and friends. Since you have given up, let's start over, he Tian said. Everyone around her has found a good home, and now only Yuanhua is left. Yes, I will, Yuanhua smiled. The disappointment in her eyes had faded. She really wanted to let go. Yuanhua saw He Tian knitting a sweater with a calm expression and asked, Teacher He, now that your child is older, you haven't thought about developing your own hobbies. Hobby? He Tian was stunned. This kind of leisurely life was far away from her. Yes, you are so talented, why are you willing to be a housewife? Yuanhua said, aren't you bored when your children go to school and have their own lives? He Tian thought for a while and said, since Huo Xiaosan went to the Yaheng class, I have indeed become bored. It won't take long for me to have account books and so on. The rest of the time, I started reading, and I got tired of reading. Because my children are in school, I can't travel. I have to wait until the winter vacation and prepare for the new year. I figured that at the end of the year, I can have some time to myself. Yes, I can see your boredom, so I suggest you develop your own hobbies. Qi Zhenmin smiled, by the way, do you like swimming very much? Yeah, I like it very much, He Tian nodded, it's my hobby, and I don't get tired of it no matter how many times I swim. I didn't think of your hobby at first, because the National Swimming Association had just moved downstairs from our association, so I thought of swimming, Yuanhua said. I took a look at their venue introduction when I had nothing to do. There is a large swimming pool with advanced equipment, and swimming competitions are organized every year. If you are willing, I can help you sign up. He Tian was stunned and said, I'm already 30, and you still want me to sign up for the competition? What's wrong with being 30? There are so many competitions for foreign swimmers over 30. I've seen your speed. It's faster than professional athletes. You can give it a try. If it's just for fun, I feel no pressure, but if it's a competition, I'm very stressed, He Tian said sarcastically. I'd better not go, so as not to be embarrassed later. Yuanhua rolled his eyes. The peaceful life had already dulled the shine of Teacher He. No, Yuanhua was determined not to let Teacher He go further and further down the road of being a housewife. He had to find something for her with fighting spirit to make Teacher He more active and lively. Teacher He, that swimming pool is much bigger than the small pool at your home, and it is cleaner and sanitary, Yuanhua said. Even if there is no competition, if you want to go swimming, let me know and I will help you get one. Ka, let's go swimming. Can we swim in winter? He Tian was a little moved. When winter comes, the swimming pool at home freezes and turns into an ice skating rink. He Tian could only enjoy herself in the big bucket in the bathroom. Okay, Yuanhua said, I heard it's the most advanced equipment in the country. I heard there are even professional athletes practicing swimming there. Ah, He Tian was surprised. In that case, is it appropriate for us to go swimming? Yuanhua smiled and said, what's inappropriate? I heard that there are 8 swimming pools in total, 6 are for professional athletes to practice, and the remaining 2 are open to the public, but this is in the preparation stage, and not many people go there. I have a way to take you in. Okay, you can also bring Huo Yingjia in, otherwise he won't let me go, He Tian said. She was well aware of Huo Yingjia's increasingly strong possessiveness, so before doing anything, we'll talk to Huo Yingjia. If you don't tell him, he will definitely get jealous again. Okay, it's settled, Yuanhua smiled, let's go swimming then. Seeing Yuanhua regaining his joy, He Tian looked Yuanhua up and down and said, it's strange. You were sad about your first love that didn't work out just now. Why are you so happy now? Being stared at by He Tian, Yuanhua felt a little unnatural. Haha, Teacher He, you also said that it was a fruitless first love. Shouldn't I let it go early? Now that I've let it go, why should I be so pretentious and heartbroken? Yuan Hua retorted confidently, making himself feel justified. Uh, actually, that's good. He Tian smiled, as long as you are happy, okay, go ahead and make arrangements. Let me know when you're ready. That settled. Yuan Hua nodded. Thank you for caring about me. He Tian smiled. This student has become an important friend in her life. The relationship between our teachers and students is good. Yuan Hua said with a smile. Okay, no more bitterness, I have something else to do, so I will go back first. Yuan Hua came over sadly and left in a hurry. Such a woman is delicate in mind, but at the same time so cheerful and wanton in life. Perhaps it is precisely because of this kind of personality that Yuan Hua can discover the beauty in every bit of life, and then write poems and novels. After Yuan Hua left, Grandma Wang smiled and said, that Yuan Hua is pretty good. Yes, such a woman will have a wonderful life. He Tian smiled and fell in love with Yuan Hua even more. Grandma Wang nodded and said, Tian, if you like swimming, go ahead. In the past, the third son was a naughty boy at home. He Tian took care of the children every day and helped them with their homework. Time passed quickly and it was not boring. But after the third son went to school, he spent most of the day at school. Even when he went home, he would do homework and practice martial arts. He was not as clingy to his mother as before. In this way, He Tian is a little disappointed and life is a little boring. Grandma Wang, do you agree with me going? He Tian asked, but it was really difficult to take that step. Haha, as long as you like it, Grandma Wang said with a smile, although as parents, you need to invest most of your time and emotions in your children, you also have your own life. Yuan Hua can live a colorful life, it's also okay. Grandma Wang's words gave He Tian a strong shock. Yes, is my life just about my husband, children, relatives, and friends? What about myself? He Tian asked herself again and again, what is her own life, the life she wants, like? The life she was living now was what she had dreamed of in her previous life, or in the previous years. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 999. 997. But when it really came to this, although she liked her current life, she always felt that there was less fun in life. Is it because she suppressed her hobbies? He Tian asked herself and thought about herself. Yes, she is 30 years old now. As her children grow up, will she always live such a dull life? If so, it is really too boring. She has been tired of her current life unconsciously. Others seem to have seen it, but she herself is not aware of it, as if she is escaping. After Grandma Wang pointed it out, she stopped talking. He Tian has always been a smart person and will think clearly. Only when you think clearly can you find the flaws in your life and think about changing it. In the evening, the children come back from school. The two older children do their homework. They are already in the third grade. As soon as they get home, they lie on their desks to do their homework. Only after finishing their homework can they do what they like. Huo Ziasen, a student in the junior class of the Yahung class, wrote some pinyin and math homework, and then started to hum in the yard with a stick. The children all have their own things, instead of sticking to He Tian like they did when they were young. Yunhua is right, the children have their own lives, and she should also have her own life. In the evening, Huo Yingji got off work and got home at 6 o'clock. So everyone started to wash their hands and eat, and didn't let He Tian worry at all. After dinner, the children went to watch cartoons sent from abroad. This is also because He Tian didn't want the children to play after dinner, which is not good for the stomach, so they were allowed to watch for half an hour after dinner. After watching TV, Huo Ziasen can move around by himself, while Huo Ruwa and Huo Ruiman read in the study. As long as it is in the study, any book can be read. He Tian was a little absent-minded and a little less energetic, and she didn't know what was on TV at all. Huo Yingja washed up, changed into home clothes, and came to the room. "What's wrong?" Huo Yingja asked, thinking that He Tian was uncomfortable, and reached out to touch her forehead. "I'm not uncomfortable," He Tian said, "I'm just a little sleepy." "What's the matter? Tell me, I'm listening, don't be confused alone," Huo Yingja said. He was busy with work recently, and he didn't communicate with He Tian in time. He Tian felt that she was thinking alone and getting stuck in a dead end, so it was better to discuss it with Huo Yingja. "Brother Yingja, do you think I'm boring?" He Tian asked, looking at Huo Yingja seriously. Huo Yingja was stunned, not understanding why He Tian said such a thing, and quickly put down the book in his hand and looked sideways at He Tian. Tian was still so beautiful, but her eyes seemed a little lonely. "Are you bored?" Huo Yingja asked. He analyzed it carefully. Nothing happened at home, that is, she was in a bad mood. "Well, the children have their own lives, you have a job, and I just look at the account book, and a lot of time is wasted in a day," He Tian said. "Should I go out to work too?" Huo Yingja quickly calculated in his mind, thought about it, and said, "What kind of job do you want to do? If you just work for work, then there is no need. It's hard and you won't have fun. But if you like it, then do it. We are enjoying life and making ourselves happy, not making ourselves hard." He Tian was shocked when she heard Huo Yingja's words. "I do it because I like it. I, I want to go swimming," He Tian whispered. "It's not work, it's Yunhua who said that there is a swimming association under their association, with a large swimming pool, and it can be used in winter. I want to go and have fun." "Haha, so that's the case, okay, I'll go with you the day after tomorrow on the weekend," Huo Yingja said. "If you like it, then go and do it." Wei Yuan stayed with He Tian to protect her, and Huo Yingja was relieved. "Okay, let's go and have fun." He Tian nodded, feeling better. He Tian was looking forward to the weekend. On the weekend, after sending the children and Grandma Wang to the old house, Huo Yingja and He Tian ran away. Yunhua had an acquaintance, so he brought Huo Yingja and He Tian over directly. "It's not open yet, but since you were introduced by Yunhua, I'll take you there," a tall young man said with a smile, glancing at Yunhua inadvertently. He Tian and Huo Yingja were both clear-minded people, and they could see what was going on at once. Haha, this man named Zhu Hetao wanted to pursue Yunhua. Yunhua seemed to be giving this man a chance. They drove together to the swimming pool that was put into use this summer. The facilities inside were indeed the best. "Okay, Zhu Hetao, go and do your thing, we'll play here for a while," Yunhua said, feeling embarrassed to disturb Zhu Hetao again. "Okay, you swim for a while first, and I'll treat you to lunch at noon." Zhu Hetao smiled, and the woman in front of him was Teacher He, whom Yunhua had always praised. He wanted to pursue Yunhua, so he had to behave well in front of Mr. He. "We should treat you to lunch at noon," Huo Yingja said with a smile, thanking Zhu Hetao for his help. There were only a dozen people in the whole swimming pool, both men and women. It was estimated that they came to play through the back door like Huo Yingja and He Tian. There were 8 swimming lanes, and the water was blue. Huo Yingja, He Tian, and Yunhua changed their swimsuits. Wei Yuan stood aside to protect He Tian and looked around. He Tian and Yuanhua were wearing conservative one-piece swimsuits. They did some warm-up exercises and came to the edge of the swimming pool. From time to time, people look at He Tian and Yuanhua, and some people look at Huo Yingja, who has long legs and six-pack abs. "Teacher He, there happen to be 2 swimming lanes over there, let's compete," Yuanhua suggested, although she knew that her speed was not as good as He Tian, it was just for fun. "Okay," He Tian smiled brightly and took a few deep breaths. He Tian, Yuanhua walked to the stage. Brother Yingzhe, call us start, he Tian said, since there is a swimming competition, then be serious. Okay, Huo Yingzhe smiled, everyone is on your place, get ready, let's start. Hearing Huo Yingzhe's order, he Tian was like a mermaid, her slender figure cut a graceful figure in the air, raised her hands above her head, and entered the water without making too many splashes. Although Yuanhua's movements were not slow, they were slower than He Tianation's, and their movements were not as graceful as He Tianation's. After He Tian entered the water, he paddled quickly with his legs. When he emerged from the water again, he was already 7 or 8 meters away. After that, He Tian swam and slid her arms in her own way. The speed was very fast, and Yuanhua was left far behind. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 1000. Chapter 1000 Ahem, 55 seconds. 998. Oh my, I haven't felt so good for a long time. He Tian sighed in her heart, unconsciously speeding up again, releasing the joy in her body first. Soon she reached the end. He Tian turned gracefully, kicked her feet on the wall of the pool, and swam back. Halfway, she met Yuanhua. Yuanhua felt bitter, he was really abused by teacher He. He Tian had already swam to the end, and Yuanhua was still a few meters away from the opposite side of the pool. Anyway, her speed was like this, and Yuanhua swam back slowly. When Yuanhua swam over breathlessly, He Tian smiled and said, "Haha, you swim well." "Haha, it's all because of teacher He's good teaching." Yuanhua smiled embarrassedly. She had indeed made great progress under He Tianation's teaching before. She only knew the most primitive dog paddle before. "Okay, whatever you want, I'll continue swimming for a while." He Tian smiled and stopped teasing Yuanhua. Huo Yingzhe smiled and said, "Tian, let's compete." Okay, He Tian was very happy when she heard that Huo Yingzhe wanted to compete with her, and she agreed without hesitation. "I'll yell start for you," Yuanhua said. She was a little tired and continued to rest on the side. Okay, He Tian agreed. When she swam by herself, she was very leisurely, but when she competed with others, she always had an inexplicable excitement, and her adrenaline surged. You can get more fun from the competition. Ready, go, Yuanhua's crisp voice sounded, and everyone looked over. Huo Yingzhe and He Tian entered the water almost at the same time. However, after entering the water, He Tianation's movements were obviously more agile and faster. He Tian could see Huo Yingzhe not far away, and Huo Yingzhe could also feel He Tian. The two chased each other, accelerating and getting faster and faster. Yuanhua was stunned. This speed was too fast. After she competed with He Tian just now, she just thought that He Tian swam faster, but she didn't expect it to be so fast, far beyond her imagination. After one round, she came back quickly. He Tian was 5 or 6 meters ahead of Huo Yingzhe and swam back first. "Teacher He, you are really fast," Yuanhua said in surprise. "I will borrow a timer later and measure your speed." "Okay," He Tian smiled, "Brother Yingzhe, you take a rest for a while, I will swim for a while." At this time, He Tian seemed to have opened all the active cells in her body, just thinking about continuing to swim and swimming happily. "I'm not tired yet, I'll accompany you." Huo Yingzhe smiled and followed He Tian slowly. The two of them swam slowly, like fish wandering in the sea, relaxed and happy, enjoying the comfort in the water. Yuanhua swam for a while, and after coming up, he put on a big bath towel and went to the staff to borrow a timer. After He Tian swam back and forth several times, she came up to rest for a while. "Teacher He, I borrowed a timer," Yuanhua said with a smile. "You have rested enough, do you want me to measure your speed?" He Tian nodded. "Okay, let's start now." "Then you go all out and calculate the fastest speed," Yuanhua said. "If you want to measure, then measure the fastest speed. If not, it's meaningless. Are you ready? Yunhua asked, having already adjusted the time. Ready, He Tian replied, trying to relax as much as possible to relieve the tension and excitement in her body. Yunhua looked serious and shouted, "Ready, go." As soon as he finished speaking, Yunhua immediately pressed the start button. He Tian mobilized all the energy in her body, stretched her body, waved her arms and legs, and swam forward quickly like a flying fish. He Tian's movements were a bit messy, not like a professional athlete, but her speed was definitely comparable to that of a professional. One round trip, 100 meters. 55 seconds. Less than a minute. Yunhua was stunned, and the swimmers before were also stunned, waiting for Yunhua to report the time. How long? He Tian emerged from the water, panting slightly. 55 seconds, Yunhua said. It was too fast. Haha, it's okay, He Tian smiled. Okay, it's almost time, let's pack up and get ready to leave. By the way, call Zhu's Hitao, we'll treat him to dinner later. Why treat him to dinner? Yunhua rolled his eyes. I'll thank him another day. He Tian wiped the water off her body, winked, and said, then Zhu's Hitao is pursuing you, right? Haha, I guess so. Yunhua smiled shyly, feeling a little embarrassed under He Tian's gossipy eyes, but teacher He was the person she trusted the most, and she was willing to share her inner thoughts with teacher He. Yes, He Tian nodded. When Zhu's Hitao pursued you, you still contacted him, which shows that you have a good impression of Zhu's Hitao and are not against him. I am your teacher and your good friend. Since there is such a good opportunity today, let's treat him to a meal, and let me and your master examine Zhu's Hitao. Yunhua hesitated. Will it be bad to do this? What's wrong with it? He Tian said, it's settled. If the person is not bad, continue to try, if not, make it clear as soon as possible to avoid trouble. Yes, Yunhua nodded. Thank you, teacher He. You're welcome. He Tian smiled, went to the shower room, took a shower, changed clothes, and came out. Zhu's Hitao got Yunhua's confirmation and was waiting at the door early. The group of people drove directly to a hotel with a nice environment. In order to have a good chat, they went directly to the private room. In order to pursue Yunhua, Zhu's Hitao naturally wanted to perform well. While everyone was waiting for their food, they started chatting. Because everyone was not very familiar with each other before, there was no common topic, but after swimming, it seems that swimming is a good topic. Zhu's Hitao, what is your fastest freestyle speed? Yunhua asked. She was the protagonist of the dinner this time. She knew the people on both sides, so she started to warm up the show. Zhu's Hitao replied, for men's freestyle, the fastest swimmer in the world today is Gaines in 1984, who won the 100-meter freestyle championship in 49.80 seconds. Previously, he won the 100-meter freestyle championship in 1980 with 49.36 seconds. Won the championship and became the fastest swimmer. 49 seconds, Yunhua smiled. What about the woman? In women's freestyle, there were two gold medalists in 1984, and they both reached 55.92 seconds at the same time. Zhu's Hitao is a swimming assistant coach and knows these results very well. Ahem, He Tian was drinking tea and choked after hearing 55 seconds. Yunhua seemed to have not heard clearly and asked again, how long has it been since I didn't hear clearly just now? In fact, Yunhua heard it, but couldn't believe it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 1001. 999. Zhu's Hitao was a little curious, but the goddess in his heart asked again, so he would say it again. 55.92 seconds. Zeus Hitayo replied, our domestic swimming level is relatively backward. We did not achieve good results in the Los Angeles Olympics in 1984, but swimming is a big event with many gold medals, so the country has invested a lot now, and we hope that in the next Olympics, we can achieve better results and break the swimming team's 0 gold medal record, so now our team is under great pressure. Yuanhua only heard Zeus Hitayo's words for 55.92 seconds. Listen to what you said. If our female athlete's speed is 55 seconds, can they win the gold medal? Yuanhua asked. Gold medal, that is an honor that many people yearn for. Of course you can get a gold medal, Zeus Hitayo said, but how can it be so easy to increase your speed? It requires not only passion, but also a lot of scientific training methods, which is not easy. Teacher, his speed today is 55 seconds. Yuanhua couldn't help but said, is it because he is gifted? Teacher, Zeus Hitayo was stunned and looked at He Tian, a small woman with a delicate face. 55 seconds. Yes, 55 seconds, Yuanhua said, I tested it myself. Seeing that Zeus Hitayo didn't believe it, He Tian said, Assistant Zhu, don't listen to Yuanhua. I just wander around casually. I don't have any postures. I just think about how fast I can come. Even if it's 55 seconds, it's still the same as before. A real swimming competition is different. Ah, Zeus Hitayo was stunned, really 55 seconds. Even if his movements are not standard, he is still talented. Yes, Huo Yingji nodded, can't you? Impossible, Zeus Hitayo was very puzzled, and then continued to ask, Teacher have you ever studied it before? I've never learned anything. He Tian shook her head, I just like swimming. I can swim however I feel comfortable. I don't have so many worries. Oh my god, 55 seconds, then you are very fast. Zeus Hitayo smiled bitterly. They have trained hard, but no one has been able to pass 58 seconds yet. Internationally, they are not competitive at all. However, in Zeus Hitayo's heart, he still didn't believe that He Tian was so fast, so he didn't take it to heart. Haha, just for fun. He Tian smiled and said, the food is here, let's eat some quickly. Swimming in the morning consumes a lot of money. He Tian has a big appetite, so she eats a lot of lunch. Zeus Hitayo was silently surprised by He Tian's appetite. Fortunately, he is pursuing Yuanhua, and her appetite is normal. After dinner, Zeus Hitayo had to go to the swimming pool to work, so he said goodbye to them and invited them to come and swim often. Yuanhua wanted to go to the bookstore. He Tian and Huo Yingji dropped her off at the bookstore and went home directly. Brother Yingji, it's really fun today. He Tian smiled, it's bigger than our swimming pool. Haha, you can come as often as you like. Huo Yingji smiled, but before you come, you must be protected by Wei Yuan. Yes, I've written it down. He Tian said. They had asked Zeus Hitayo to apply for the card for them and paid the money. They can just come directly next time. On this day, He Tian was very happy. When she returned home, she was smiling all afternoon. Let's say that when Zeus Hitayo returned to the swimming pool, he heard the staff talking about it. Didn't you see that there was a woman who swam very fast, and when she was in the water, she disappeared without a trace, a staff member said. Yeah, someone borrowed a timer from me. Oh my god, the 100-meter freestyle speed is 55 seconds. Oh my god, if this were in the Olympics, I would have won the gold medal. Another echoed, I just don't know. Who is that person? Has he practiced before? I have definitely never practiced. Although the swimming posture is very beautiful, it is not those professional swimming postures. An employee affirmed, a person from a wild background can swim so fast. This makes those professionals who train for so long a day. How can athletes mess around? Yes, yes. This time Zeus Hitayo thought of what Yuanhua said before. Is it true? Impossible. Zhu's Hitayo put aside the matter at hand and went to find someone to understand. This check, it doesn't matter, my jaw dropped. Then teacher his speed is really 55 seconds, even 56 seconds. As long as he undergoes professional training, his speed will definitely improve. Zhu's Hitayo vaguely felt that a huge opportunity was unfolding in front of him. If he can bring out a world champion, he can become Coach Zhu instead of Assistant Coach Zhu. However, the basis of all this is that He Tian is really so fast. He didn't believe it without seeing it with his own eyes, so he had to wait until he tested it himself. Even Zhu's Hitayo didn't believe it. Other coaches, assistant coaches, and athletes didn't even care when they heard such rumors. They just laughed it off and took it as a joke. No one believes it at all. In order for He Tian to come over as soon as possible, Zhu's Hitayo had already applied for a card for them. This is not Zhu's Hitayo opening the back door, but the swimming pool. In order to allow citizens to actively participate in and support swimming, 2 swimming pools are open to the public, which is the one where He Tian and Yuan Hua went before. But the cost of applying for the card is a bit high, and only a few dozen people have applied for the card. After Zhu's Hitayo got the card, he personally delivered it to Yuan Hua and took the opportunity to treat Yuan Hua to dinner. Yuan Hua, this may be related to teacher He, my career, and even our country's sports industry. I solemnly ask you, is it true that you said teacher He's swimming speed is 55 seconds, Zhu's Hitayo again, this is a very important thing to ask. Zhu's Hitayo, do I need to lie on this issue? Yuan Hua shook his head and laughed, if you don't believe it, wait until I give the card to teacher He. Teacher He will go there on the weekend. Then you can test it yourself. Just test it and you'll know. Well, that's fine. You can let me know when the time comes, Zhu's Hitayo said with a smile. If it's true, that would be great. Our swimming team might be able to win the gold medal by participating in the Olympic Games jointly organized by Japan and South Korea. Do you want teacher He to participate in the Olympics? Yuan Hua was surprised and struggled to swallow the food in his mouth. Yes, Zhu's Hitayo said, you also said that teacher He likes swimming. You can swim as much as you want in the future. Yuan Hua wanted He Tian to develop his own hobbies, or to participate in some small competitions, just for fun. He had no intention of participating in such a big event. Besides, teacher He is not young, can he do it? Did you know that teacher He was born in 1955 and is already 30 years old this year? Yuan Hua asked, as if the career of an athlete is not long, and teacher He's age seems a bit inappropriate. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 1002. 1000. Zhu's Hitayo was shocked. Ah! Teacher He is already 30 years old, but I still don't look like I am 25 years old, Zhu's Hitayo said in surprise. This young face is so deceptive. Yeah, your swimming team has an age limit, right? Yuan Hua said with a smile, and I heard that to participate in the Olympics, you have to participate in many competitions and get good rankings before you are eligible to participate in the Olympics, so I don't think it's feasible. Although Zhu's Hitayo was very disappointed, he said firmly, if the speed is fast enough, everything else will not matter. That's right, Yuan Hua nodded, but he didn't have high hopes for the Olympic gold medal, which seemed to be far away. With teacher He's temperament, he probably wouldn't be willing to participate in the competition. Afterwards, Yuan Hua gave the card to He Tian. Another weekend is here, and the Chinese New Year will be here in a few days. He Tian took advantage of Huo Yingji's weekend break and took Huo Yingji swimming to have some fun before the year. This time, Yuan Hua informed Zhu's Hitayo. Zhu's Hitayo took the timer himself. In order to show that she was not lying, He Tian swam as fast as she could. Of course, in pursuit of speed, she did not care whether her movements were graceful or not. After doing this again and again, He Tian only took 54.0 seconds. Oh my god. Zhu's Hitao was stunned, staring at the counter and said, 5:54 seconds. Well, I told you I didn't lie to you. Yuan Hua was a little proud. Teacher, he was amazing. His amateur speed was so fast. He was really talented. It's true, Zhu's Hitao said excitedly. Teacher, do you want to become a professional swimmer? In that case, you can swim here every day, and you can compete with other fast swimmers in the world. Competition, isn't it exciting? He Tian was stunned for a moment, a little at a loss. Professional swimmer? Isn't this too ridiculous? If anyone could become a professional swimmer, then gold medals would become something that is just a thing on the street, rather than something that the whole country of China dreams of. Huo Yingjia's heart moved slightly and he had some different ideas. Regarding his wife, Huo Yingjia always hoped that she would always be under his wings. However, as he grew older and his life changed, he also discovered that He Tian was mentally empty. From beginning to end, He Tian lives and works for others. It's time for her to have her own life, just for her own hobbies. If He Tian really wanted to do this, Huo Yingjia would agree. Let He Tian wholeheartedly do a career for herself and achieve herself. Professional athletes are very hard, He Tian said. It's not suitable for me. I'm already married and have 3 children. I can't stand being locked up for training by you again. I love swimming, that's true. However, she really doesn't want to be tied down and managed. Zhu's Hitao was speechless and choked. He couldn't say that it was not hard work for professional athletes. All athletes have gone through untold hardships to become the top talents in the country, but when they go to the international level, their results are not good. That requires better talent and more effort. However, He Tian has talent, but she doesn't work hard and has no motivation to work hard. Besides, I'm already this old. If I really go to compete, I'll probably become the oldest athlete. I feel embarrassed just thinking about it. He Tian smiled and said, well, no matter what, I still have to thank Assistant Zhu. Otherwise, we won't be able to swim here. Whatever you say, we are all friends, not to mention that you also spent money to get the card. I just helped a little bit to get the card quickly, and I didn't do much else, Zhu's Hitao said with a bitter smile. However, teacher, I have a request, can you help me? What's going on? He Tian asked. Zhu's Hitao was a good person, and his temperament complemented that of Yuan Hua, so he was willing to give Zhu's Hitao some face. Zhu's Hitao thought for a while and said, teacher, you have not received professional training, but you can swim so fast, which shows that you are talented. I want our team doctor to do some tests on you to see if you have talent. How is the physical fitness? We have this data, which can also be used as a reference when selecting athletes in the future. Seeing that it was just a physical examination, He Tian nodded and said, okay, fine. However, the Chinese New Year is coming soon, and I am a little busy. I guess I will have to wait until after the New Year. Okay, we're about to have a holiday here. Zhu's Hitao smiled and said, thank you, teacher. Zhu's Hitao left here in a daze and went to the office. He Tian, Huo Yingjia, and Yuan Hua swam for a while and felt that enough was enough, so they went home. During the Chinese New Year, the Huo family's old house and the Huo family in Maohutong were very busy. He Tian put these things behind her. It wasn't until after the Lantern Festival that the family really felt at ease. As soon as he had some free time, He Tian wanted to go swimming. Because of the Chinese New Year, Huo Yingjia was delayed in some work and had been working overtime during this period. He Tian couldn't let Huo Yingjia follow, so he took Wei Yuan and asked Yuan Hua to go swimming. Teacher, if you didn't come to me, I would come to you to go swimming, Yuan Hua said with a bitter smile. Look, after a year and eating delicious food every day, I have a stomachache, I have gained a lot of fat. I heard from Zeus Hitayo that swimming is the most energy-consuming exercise, so I have to swim there often. Yes, swimming is a lot of exercise, but after you come up, you will be hungry. You can't eat more. If you eat too much, not only will you not lose weight, but you will become fat. He Tian Tian reminded that this Yuan Hua is from the Northeast girl, you are already tall. If you gain weight, you will become taller and stronger. Yeah, I made a note, I must be on a diet. Yuan Hua agreed, I really envy teacher he eats so much and is not fat yet. He Tian Tian smiled and said, that's because I exercise a lot, so I don't lose weight. The two came to the swimming pool. There were not many people inside and they swam very freely. When they came up, Zeus Hitayo came over and said, teacher he, when is the appropriate time, can you go for a checkup? Oh, He Tian Tian suddenly realized, and then she remembered her previous promise to Zeus Hitayo, okay, I'm free today, do you want to go now? It happens that the team doctor is free, let's go there. Zeus Hitayo nodded and smiled. Yuan Hua changed his clothes and said, teacher he, I'll go with you. Okay. He Tian Tian took Yuan Hua's arm and followed Zeus Hitayo inside. Several team doctors have already adjusted the equipment and started to conduct a series of tests on He Tian Tian, such as muscle testing, vital capacity, body proportions, etc. Some reports cannot be released on the spot, and it is estimated that it will take 2 or 3 days.